I caught my mother-in-law disrespecting my boundaries. My husband cut contact with her. I posted this months ago and removed it quickly after suddenly fearing my mother-in-law would see it. But who cares, I guess? So here we go. I'll start by saying that I'm sorry for any grammatical errors. English is my second language after Francais. Hands up, this is a long one, but I'd appreciate the insight. By the way, this comes from user Organic Education 11.6 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, I, 30-year-old female, and my common law partner, 34-year-old male, had our 14-month-old baby looked after for the first time by my mother-in-law, 54-year-old female, and my sister-in-law, 35-year-old female. We will call them mother-in-law and sister-in-law for simplicity.
Nice.
Okay, cool. I like that. I was very insecure about leaving our baby with mother-in-law, but she was our only option, and we needed a sitter that evening. My family lives on the other side of the country, and we are both shift workers who couldn't reorganize our schedules this time. HCP and law enforcement. My son doesn't see his grandmother much, although she lives 9 minutes away. She doesn't come over to spend time with him when she is at our house, and her other grandchildren, female 2.5 years and female 6 months, are also present. She will take care of her 2 granddaughters, but is mostly uninterested in our son. I assumed her disinterest was related to the fact that her daughters require more help from their mother. Both are no longer with the baby daddy. One of them works 70 plus hours a week and the other is on welfare. To be fair, I'm okay with her not interacting as much with our son because some of the family patterns between mother-in-law and my 2 sister-in-laws seem a little toxic. Nevertheless, I make an effort to involve my mother-in-law in our life. I send crafty cards for holidays, send pictures, message her about important milestones, and invite her over to bond with my son. The first few years of my relationship with my partner, my mother-in-law did not like me out of solidarity for my partner's ex-girlfriend whom she adored. I would like my eyes to roll all the way back in my head, please.
Do it. Let's see
I
it.
know
Try it.
where
I can't.
this is about to go.
Yeah.
Try it. At least try it.
I think we both do.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the time, I respected her grief of the relationship and thought she would eventually come around, and she did. She apologized for treating me poorly. For context, my partner and I have been together for almost 5 years. He and his ex were together for 1 year, and they lived in different states for 6 months out of that year. I am not the reason they separated. Well, there goes what I thought was going to happen is now out the window. It has to be. I assume for you as well, based on your face.
Oh, I just think the ex is about to show up a lot more.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking that at all. Ooh, that'd be crazy. So, in the past, my mother-in-law broke my trust. For example, I saw her give a bottle of formula to my niece while she was helping her daughter in the postpartum period. Her daughter had specifically asked to be woken up to breastfeed. I minded my own business at the time, not wanting to cause a scene. A few years later, I witnessed my mother-in-law giving meat to my vegetarian niece behind her own daughter's back. At that point, I felt like I had to disclose this information to the child's mother out of respect. This situation got out of control. My mother-in-law was livid and lied about the incident, stating it never happened. We talked it out, and I took most of the blame for, quote, not minding my own business. Things were okay, or so I thought. Since that incident, she has not responded to any of my text messages, but will send a response to my significant other instead. Ugh, that's so toxic. She organizes all family events by checking in only with my significant other, knowing full well that I'm the one who manages our family calendar, and she used to come to me. At family dinners and events, she acts as if she likes me very much. Going back to the babysitting story. Before leaving, we gave only one instruction: do not put our son to bed. We had specified several times that we would put him to bed when we returned and made sure he napped later that day to accommodate for the 1 hour later bedtime. We explained that our son was going through a lot of changes with my recent return to work and that we preferred to keep his bedtime routine with Dad to reduce his separation anxiety. She accepted. Context: it took 12 months of maternity leave, and my significant other works mostly evenings. I breastfed and took care of all sleep duties. Our son was having a hard time adjusting to me being at work, as well as teething and showing the typical fear of stranger at this age, which I think is in reference to the new kid? Or like fear of being a stranger?
They have 2 kids.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's one kid. I no, sorry. It's one kid, and they were teething, and then also it's like they're trying to get used to the world.
No, I think
what the world looks like.
I think do they not have two kids?
They have one kid.
Oh, okay.
Yep. They were going through. Yeah.
Okay. My partner and I had security cameras installed in the house after a break and enter. Mother-in-law did not know this. We did not intend on eavesdropping during the evening. The cameras are just always on when we leave. A few hours later, I received a message from my mother-in-law. She put my son to bed, stating that he had not cried at all and fell asleep in 8 minutes.
All right. That's great.
Context, that's how long it takes me, and she knows this.
Takes her 8 minutes to put the son to bed.
Yeah.
So it's intentional.
I mean, like...
She knows the remedy. It's 2 songs and a little story.
Or is she lying? Was there a big kerfuffle? She said, oh, he went to sleep, no problem.
Took 8 minutes.
Yeah, and it's like because she said that exact number, she's like, wait, did he really go down? And I bet you they're going to look at the cameras, and it's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory. So I was frustrated at this point and felt that my boundary had not been respected. I also had doubts that it went as well as she said. I was ashamed, but when I got home, I re-listened to the bedtime routine to see how it went. Shocker! She lied to me. He cried so much, he screamed for his mom, and it took her forever to put him to sleep. He fell asleep from exhaustion. My heart broke.
Dang.
Oh, yeah, no. You're done. You're done. You and me, we're done professionally, mother-in-law. You're messing with my baby? You're messing with my child? You're done. With my doubts confirmed, I listened to the rest of the evening. Not only did she purposefully put him to bed only to make me angry, we can hear mother-in-law say to sister-in-law, all right, I'm going to put him to bed. She's going to be livid. She then proceeds to laugh. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're done. Done.
Once our son is asleep, she proudly tells sister-in-law that she's going to text me and she is impatiently waiting for my response. Then she laughs and calls me bat crazy. Context, I responded something like, he was very tired today. That must have helped him settle. I'm glad it went well.
Dude, Chira just said in the chat, post the recording on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Expose her.
I would definitely, this is petty behavior, especially if you're like, you're weaponizing the kid to try to make me upset. Dude, you're going to awaken the demon.
The mama bear.
Come on. Come on. She spent the evening belittling me to my sister-in-law. She tried to get my son to walk so that I would miss his first steps because it would hurt me. See, no, okay, so there are 2 kids. There are 2 kids.
Got it.
I think that's why the first kid, the older kid's upset because he's still adjusting to the new kid being there. Okay. She tried to make me miss his first steps because it would hurt me and then started laughing. My son was crying and looking for me, and she never reassured him. She tried to make him say grandma every time he cried out for his mama. I shared this recording with my partner, and he was understandably angry and very hurt. He supports me all the way. He confronted his mother and chose to no longer have a relationship with her. Yeah, and she earned that. She did not deny any of it and said she wouldn't apologize since she meant all of it, and that would make her a hypocrite.
All right, at least she has some moral standing.
Like, I have the morals to just be a piece of crap person and not lie about it.
Not a hypocritical piece of crap person.
I'm not a hypocrite. No, I stand on my terrible behavior.
Thanks.
God, what a weird thing to say. She also said I was trying to take her son away. He wants to move 40 minutes away to the country, which I can't imagine why. I offered to hear her out and talk. I won't forgive or forget, but I'd be willing to be civil if I needed to be in a room with her. She will never babysit or be alone with our son ever again. By the way, we don't want you to be alone, which is why I want to let you know you can listen to stories just like this one on any of your favorite podcast platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts or really any place where you can find a podcast. All you got to do is search up OK Storytime, and you'll find more stories like this one. We have a little bit more left of this story. I feel like we've pretty much hit the nail on it. I mean, after this, I think it's black hole, not even the sun. She's earned that spaghetti. She's lost any right, any privilege to ever see this kid ever again, or to see them, the parents. It's over. It is. Oh, there's no going back from that.
There's really not. And the kid's at such an impressionable age that they're crying. And what about, like, it's going to be so hard to leave the kid now after this.
No, it's like that's monstrous, like no emotions behavior from the grandma. So let's finish this story off. It has been 5 months and we haven't heard a thing from her. What should I do? I feel like the longer we ignore this, the more she's building hate towards me, the more my significant other has a broken family, and she's also lying to everyone about why she hasn't seen us in months. Ah, okay. So I'll tell you right now, you release the footage to those who need to see it.
Right.
Don't worry about breaking the
says.
family.
Yep, no.
She broke the family by doing what she did while taking care of your
best.
kid. Yeah. No, she needs to be completely out of the picture, and you should get ahead of it. And if she is spreading lies about you, show them the footage.
Yep.
Be like, I didn't want to do this, but I was pushed to this point.
And if you want to keep it like, private, email everyone. You don't have to put it on social media.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, put it directly to the inbox.
Yep.
So let's see what some of these comments say. I'm sure they're agreeing with our sentiments here. Comment number 1, you aren't ignoring anything. Your husband made the smart choice without you having to plead for it, the choice that will save you a great deal of grief in the long run. Accept it. Your husband can tell his family what she did. The reply, I agree. You've gone no contact. And to be clear, this is a reply from another commenter, not from OP. I agree. You've gone no contact. This isn't ignoring anything. Ignoring would be if you were still in contact while ignoring the issue. Don't let what others think bother you. If someone reaches out, you have an opportunity to convey your side. We have this as a very minor issue, being no contact with my husband's mother. If anyone comments, we let them briefly know why he made the decision, but we don't let it take up real estate in our minds. And he's much better off for it. I say minor because his family know that his mom is kind of like that, and that she won't seek help because everyone else is the problem and not her. Another reply that says, yep, you nailed it. There's lots of stories on here where the spouse sides with their parent. OP, you're fortunate to have a husband who did the right thing and cut off his toxic mother. What should you do? Nothing. A second comment, why are you even considering giving her a second chance to abuse your child? Her own son cut her off because of what she did. Hopefully you saved the footage just in case she tries to spin the truth later. And I feel like all the rest of these comments are just going to be the exact same thing, which is, no contact is great. And you and every other member of your family is better off not having this woman in their life.
Agreed. And everyone's saying both, no contact and expose her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both.
Sorry.
I agree
Both.
with that. That makes sense.